Congratulations, class of 2021. Congratulations. I look forward to the opportunity of being able to see you all again in person, and I suspect that opportunity will arrive sooner than later. I certainly hope so. Let me leave you with a small parting thought, and that is, whatever you do, whatever metric you use, go out there and create value. Good luck.
Hi, class of 2021. I just wanted to wish you congratulations. You've been through a heck of a lot. You certainly had a public health crisis on your watch and you made it through. I hope you learned lots of strategy and it's useful to you along with everything else that you learned. So good luck.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We obviously won't get to watch you walk across the stage in Hanover like we always dreamed, but that means we are going to celebrate you even bigger, just virtually. I hope you will be the only class that has to experience this style of graduation. You always will be a special group of students who faced a great challenge. May this truly unique situation give you resilience and inspire you to make the healthcare world a better place. As we all know, with great challenge comes great opportunity. Let's not waste it. Hopefully, you will celebrate many times in the future your memories with your graduating friends and continue to grow closer by sharing your future experiences. Remember, these relationships are very special. Chase your dreams. Never stop trying and learning. Live life to the fullest and give it nothing but your best. Please try not to allow this virus to stress and or depress you too much. Life will get back to normal. I'm confident that people will get a vaccine and a medicine to end the suffering with all the knowledge that you have. I hope that every one of you will become successful. You will grow personally and professionally. Please never forget the amazing people at Dartmouth College that help you to reach this goal. Keep those relationships close to you and stay connected. We are so proud of you. You have worked so hard. Now go out and put a dent in the universe. You are ready.
Congratulations to the class of MHCDS. Remember 3-box solution? This MHCDS program is your box 3 investment, and I hope you get the best return. Congratulations again.
Class of 2021, congratulations. Completing a graduate degree while simultaneously working full-time and managing family and community responsibilities is an amazing feat. But doing so in the middle of a global pandemic, that's truly awesome. I know that many of you have been through significant hardships this year, and I've been very impressed with the ways that you've supported one another to make it through this program. And your leadership couldn't come a moment too soon. We're counting on you in your communities and in our nation to help us through this pandemic and through the repairs that are going to be needed on the other side. Thank you so much for sharing your life and your journey with us at Dartmouth, and congratulations.
To the class of 2021, congratulations on this significant achievement. It has been my honor and pleasure to be cheering you on since the very first moments we met, and I so look forward to continuing those conversations in the future. Be well, and congratulations.
Hi, this is Paul Argenti from the Tuck School. I want to extend a very hearty congratulations to the MHCDS class of 2021. I'm so bummed out that we can't be together in person and I can't wear my fancy gown, but it's been great getting to know you folks and I'll miss you. So please stay in touch and make sure that you use everything that you learned as much as you possibly can. Congrats.
Hi, MHCDS class. Congratulations on your graduation and investiture. So proud of you, and I really enjoyed having you in health economics and policy. Please stay in touch.
Hello. Warmest congratulations to the great MHCDS class of 2021. Wishing you every continued success and happiness. It's been such a joy to be a part of your journey. Take care, and please stay in touch.
Congratulations, you've finally done it. And welcome to the alumni of MHCDS. I'm sure you look forward to enjoying your time back, spending more time with your family, and I look forward to seeing you at many future MHCDS events. So again, congratulations to a job well done and a degree well deserved.
MHCDS class of 21. Congratulations on making it through this amazing program. It's been amazing to be able to work with you and guide you through the curriculum that has been challenging and that you have overcome. I wish you all the best in the future, and I look forward to seeing you all again as part of the alumni family for MHCDS. Congratulations again.
Hello everyone, to the class of 2021. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you for completing the MHCDS program. I'm so glad that we had health economics together. I love doing Zoom, of course, but to have you guys in person and to get to know you a little bit made those Zoom sessions all the more pleasurable. Go on and do great things as you've done so far. And don't forget your economics, costs, prices, and of course, incentives. And some competition as well. I'm optimistic about the world, and I'm optimistic about your ability to go off and make the world an even better place. I hope to see you in person in June if Dartmouth has a real commencement ceremony, and we'll wait to see that. Once again, congratulations and all the best in your futures.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Congratulations. I look forward to the opportunity of being able to see you all again in person, and I suspect that opportunity will arrive sooner than later. I certainly hope so. Let me leave you with a small parting thought, and that is, whatever you do, whatever metric you use, go out there and create value. Good luck.
Hi, class of 2021. I just wanted to wish you congratulations. You've been through a heck of a lot. You certainly had a public health crisis on your watch and you made it through. I hope you learned lots of strategy and it's useful to you along with everything else that you learned. So good luck.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We obviously won't get to watch you walk across the stage in Hanover like we always dreamed, but that means we are going to celebrate you even bigger, just virtually. I hope you will be the only class that has to experience this style of graduation. You always will be a special group of students who faced a great challenge. May this truly unique situation give you resilience and inspire you to make the healthcare world a better place. As we all know, with great challenge comes great opportunity. Let's not waste it. Hopefully, you will celebrate many times in the future your memories with your graduating friends and continue to grow closer by sharing your future experiences. Remember, these relationships are very special. Chase your dreams. Never stop trying and learning. Live life to the fullest and give it nothing but your best. Please try not to allow this virus to stress and or depress you too much. Life will get back to normal. I'm confident that people will get a vaccine and a medicine to end the suffering with all the knowledge that you have. I hope that every one of you will become successful. You will grow personally and professionally. Please never forget the amazing people at Dartmouth College that help you to reach this goal. Keep those relationships close to you and stay connected. We are so proud of you. You have worked so hard. Now go out and put a dent in the universe. You are ready.
Congratulations to the class of MHCDS. Remember 3-box solution? This MHCDS program is your box 3 investment, and I hope you get the best return. Congratulations again.
Class of 2021, congratulations. Completing a graduate degree while simultaneously working full-time and managing family and community responsibilities is an amazing feat. But doing so in the middle of a global pandemic, that's truly awesome. I know that many of you have been through significant hardships this year, and I've been very impressed with the ways that you've supported one another to make it through this program. And your leadership couldn't come a moment too soon. We're counting on you in your communities and in our nation to help us through this pandemic and through the repairs that are going to be needed on the other side. Thank you so much for sharing your life and your journey with us at Dartmouth, and congratulations.
To the class of 2021, congratulations on this significant achievement. It has been my honor and pleasure to be cheering you on since the very first moments we met, and I so look forward to continuing those conversations in the future. Be well, and congratulations.
Hi, this is Paul Argenti from the Tuck School. I want to extend a very hearty congratulations to the MHCDS class of 2021. I'm so bummed out that we can't be together in person and I can't wear my fancy gown, but it's been great getting to know you folks and I'll miss you. So please stay in touch and make sure that you use everything that you learned as much as you possibly can. Congrats.
Hi, MHCDS class. Congratulations on your graduation and investiture. So proud of you and really enjoyed having you in health economics and policy. Please stay in touch.
Hello. Warmest congratulations to the great MHCDS class of 2021. Wishing you every continued success and happiness. It's been such a joy to be a part of your journey. Take care, and please stay in touch.
Congratulations, you've finally done it. And welcome to the alumni of MHCDS. I'm sure you look forward to enjoying your time back, spending more time with your family, and I look forward to seeing you at many future MHCDS events. So again, congratulations to a job well done and a degree well deserved.
MHCDS class of 21. Congratulations on making it through this amazing program. It's been amazing to be able to work with you and guide you through the curriculum that has been challenging and that you have overcome. I wish you all the best in the future, and I look forward to seeing you all again as part of the alumni family for MHCDS. Congratulations again.
Hello, everyone, to the class of 2021. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you for completing the MHCDS program. I'm so glad that we had health economics together. I love doing Zoom, of course, but to have you guys in person and to get to know you a little bit made those Zoom sessions all the more pleasurable. Go on and do great things as you've done so far. And don't forget your economics, costs, prices, and of course, incentives. And some competition as well. I'm optimistic about the world, and I'm optimistic about your ability to go off and make the world an even better place. I hope to see you in person in June if Dartmouth has a real commencement ceremony, and we'll wait to see that. Once again, congratulations and all the best in your futures.
Graduates of the great MHCDS class of 2021, congratulations. Please know that I extend my warm congratulations not just to you, but also to the family, friends, and colleagues who have supported all your hard work over these many months of the program. Each of you has accomplished a great deal to earn this degree, and yet I know that each of you has done so with a personal and professional team. So good on all of you. The ongoing tragedies of the pandemic mean that we cannot gather in person to celebrate together. But please do not let our world dampen the aspiration for growth that led you to this program. Indeed, my one commendation to all of you is that you move on as a Dartmouth alum of the MHCDS program even more inspired than you were when you began it. Our world needs you even more than we knew when our journey together started. Our mission at the Tuck School is to develop wise, decisive leaders who better the world through business. The MHCDS program has long been so resonant of this mission. You professionals partner with our talented Geisel and Tuck faculty and staff to learn a rich array of health and business tools that will allow you to build a better healthcare world. Our MHCDS alumni are so inspiring, working in ways small and large to enhance the quality, access, and sustainability of our healthcare system. And then the pandemic arrived, and it made your MHCDS investment all the more important. I know that the current state of the pandemic, of the United States, and of the world is bracing in many ways. And yet this new year continues to hold great hope for all of us. And I'm convinced that with hard work, we can translate all the hope of this new year into reality. Our world needs more MHCDS. We need even more understanding and application of science and research. We need even more commitment to reasoned discourse. We need even more leaders who inspire with their wise decisiveness. We need, in short, more of you. For all that you are going to do to better our world as MHCDS alumni, thank you in advance so very much. Please know that we at Dartmouth will always be here for you, celebrating your successes and ready to support all of your aspirations. All of us at Dartmouth look forward to when we will be able to connect again in person. Until then, and for now, warm congratulations once again, and every best wish for all that lies ahead.
Congratulations, MHCDS class of 2021. I'd like to start my remarks by acknowledging and thanking your family and friends, and for many of you, your employer. MHCDS is an intense program and nobody completes it without the support of family, friends, and your employer. And we owe your family and friends our heartfelt thanks for their commitment to helping you succeed in this program. I would also like to take this opportunity to join with you in thanking all of the faculty and staff who have done such a great job of supporting you over these past couple of years. We have tried to create a meaningful ceremony for you today through this virtual platform. But I don't want for this virtual platform to neglect our acknowledgement of their contributions. As the representative of the faculty and staff, and in speaking on their behalf, I say that we are incredibly proud of what you have accomplished and for being such a rich part of our community. Given how a global viral pandemic has unfolded simultaneously with your matriculation in this program, I can't emphasize enough how much I thank you for your commitment to completing this program under such exceptional personal and professional circumstances. And for that, I admire all of you greatly. As healthcare professionals, you hear the constant drumbeat of the excessive costs of our system, the need to create greater efficiency and more value-based care, all while increasing the implementation of newer and more sophisticated medical technologies. And now, COVID has laid bare for all of us to witness how fragile our systems of care really are. One of the most conspicuous aspects of the COVID-19 pandemic to me is how it has utterly blurred the line between medicine and public health. Before our eyes, we are witnessing a pandemic where public health efforts directly impact on the medical outcomes of individual patients. Now, to be clear, the COVID-19 pandemic isn't the first signal that we've seen about a connection between public health and medicine being integrated as two sides of the same coin. It'd be presumptuous to suggest so, and indeed my public health colleagues would point out that this linkage has a long history, and we can probably trace it back to John Snow's efforts to subvert a cholera outbreak in London in 1854. But more recently, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of all people, recognized this connection when he stated that, and I quote, "Of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and inhumane because it often results in physical death." This is precisely why many modern health systems include population health as part of their care programs, and why many primary care physicians would claim that they straddle public health and medicine in their clinical practice. So this idea isn't new. It's just that the racial and socioeconomic disparities, once considered the domain of public health, are now under a spotlight because of how dramatically they are contributing to the medical outcomes of patients with COVID-19. This was put in stark relief in a recent editorial by Sabrina Strings that was published in the New York Times. And she wrote that researchers have yet to clarify how a 7 percentage point disparity in obesity prevalence translates to a 200 to 700% disparity in fatalities. In looking at our future, I'm heartened to know that as a group, you and your employers are already grappling with this connection, and how more fulsome integration of public health practices and medical care can and will ensure better outcomes for both our populations and for individual patients. We have tried to feed your intellectual instincts through our curriculum, designed to provide you with the analytical skills and approaches to improve our systems of care, and that will always rely on contributions from both public health and medicine. I feel confident walking into a future knowing that you are the rising leaders of our healthcare systems, and that you have chosen a path that will lead you to continuously examine how to improve those systems for the betterment of our populations and our patients. So, class of 2021, I conclude my comments by saying on behalf of all the faculty and staff, it has been our distinct pleasure and privilege to work with you and to guide you through the MHCDS program. I offer you my deepest congratulations on your graduation. I look forward to being part of the future that you will build for all of us. So congratulations and good luck to all of you.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you, and congratulations on your completion of the program. It's a great honor to be invited to talk with you, and I thought I'd tell you what an old friend and teacher of mine once said, which is that when you're talking to a group of people, you should tell them what you're going to tell them, and then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. So this is the part where I tell you what I'm going to tell you. I want to first talk about two words that have been on my mind a lot this week. Inauguration, historic week for inauguration, and investiture, this ceremony. And I want to talk about three challenges that I think you'll face in the next phase of your career, and the secret weapon that you'll have to address those challenges. The three challenges are equity, complexity, and community. And the secret weapon is authenticity. So that's what I'm going to tell you. Two words that have been on my mind a lot this inauguration/investiture week are inauguration. The word inauguration actually comes from an old set of Latin words that means to tell whether the gods approve or not of an undertaking, particularly a war. It has come to now mean the installation of someone as president or something else, but its derivation actually comes from the augurs who would throw beads and look at eagles and in other ways try to decide whether the gods blessed a coming war. And so it's worth thinking about the fact that both President Biden and Vice President Harris and you are starting on a set of adventures whose future we can't predict, and whose past has been variably hard, but influences the circumstances that you have to begin with. The last year has been a tough one. Been a tough one for the country, been a tough one for many healthcare providers, been a tough one for patients, and in some ways for the spirit of our nation. And so both they and you have some digging out to do as you start in this new phase. And investiture, man, that's a fancy word. I guess Dartmouth couldn't just call it graduation. But investiture means actually being ushered into some august group. And in your case, it means you are now officially entering the Union of Health Policy Wonks. I was inducted into that union some time ago. I don't know if you can see my mug that says I'm a member of the ACO Consultants Union, Local 3022. People at Dartmouth should know something about ACO Consultants Union. But it means you now have special powers and in some ways special responsibility and accountability for not only your own health system, your own division of local government, your own medical group, but contributing to that world that all of us occupy, which has done great things and some pretty not so great things in terms of the health of our country. And I think that's what will contribute to the challenges that you face. So let's talk about equity for a minute. You all know that the IOM laid out 6 domains of quality. Now repeat after me: safe, effective, patient-centered, timely, efficient, and equitable. Equitable. The events of the last year, both the pandemic and its manifest unequal impact on communities of color, and the uprising in response to repeated blatant incidents of police misconduct and civilian vigilante injustice, have re-raised the question of equity in our society in a way that I think has never been as majoritarian as it is now. And yet, the raising of that issue inevitably prompts a blowback and a reaction. And we certainly saw that reaction in part by President Trump's supporters who stormed the Capitol, among other things, carrying Confederate flags. I want to quote something that Aaron Carroll wrote in JAMA last June. He said, "Every single time I hear a presentation or read a manuscript pointing out differences in how Black persons are treated with respect to healthcare, I despair. It seems to me that anyone who does not know this yet is actively remaining ignorant and will not be convinced by one more study." I agree with that. And yet, since he wrote that, hardly a day goes by that there's not yet another study that points out yet another area of unequal treatment and inequitable outcomes, whether it's maternal mortality or skin cancer diagnosis or you name it. And so it seems to me that all of you, no matter where you are, will now have the responsibility of taking up the task to solve this problem rather than just admire it, and do so in practical ways that can involve a country that is deeply divided and has the same heterogeneity of political views in healthcare as in any other sector. And my own view is that it's important to do that by invoking the fact that equity is, in fact, one of the 6 domains of quality in healthcare, and the one that is usually least well measured, least well reported. So for me, that starts with you taking the most important quality measure in whatever institution or department you're in, and then analyzing it by race, analyzing it by gender, analyzing it by language, analyzing it by ethnicity, perhaps zip code. Every hospital in America reports a hospitalization, rehospitalization rate. I've rarely seen them reported by race. Every ER department in America has to report rates of satisfaction with being treated with dignity and respect. I've rarely seen that reported by primary language. I suspect if those reports were done and were published, it would provide ample opportunity for improvement. But it strikes me it's now a moral imperative for everybody who's in a position of authority and responsibility, and that now includes you as you enter wonkdom, to actually work on the equity issue and not simply point it out anymore. The second challenge is complexity. I was at one time honored to chair a committee of the Institute of Medicine that produced a report called Best Care at Lower Cost, the Learning Healthcare System. And it was amazing how complex our system is for ordinary human beings, largely the responsibility of we wonks. So think about pulling out your own health insurance policy and reading and trying to understand the evidence of benefits. Think about trying to explain the process of determining Medicaid or exchange eligibility for someone who might be eligible. Think about trying to explain pharmaceutical rebates to someone who's struggling to afford their medicine. And think about how many simple things could be diagnosed and even treated by patients themselves with enabling technology if we could just get out of our own way and figure out how to stop paying doctors for things that patients should be able to do for themselves. My point is that the healthcare system is rife with the kind of complexity that might make sense to people with advanced degrees, but rarely makes sense to civilians. And its very complexity helps ensure a lifetime of employment for people in wonk world. And so I would urge you, in whatever capacity you're in, whether you're running a hospital, running a medical group, running an agency of government, to sit and look at what you are putting out to your users and try to decide whether it could be made more simple, more plain, not just the language explaining it, but the it itself. Because I'm convinced that the complexity of our system, our seeming inability to make things simple and straightforward, is something that doesn't bother wonk world as much as it bothers civilians, because we wonk world people are the people who built it and have employment based on our unique and esoteric capacity to explain, understand, and operate the system. There are, in fact, consulting firms that are almost exclusively staffed by retired state Medicaid directors who then get hired back by the very states in which they worked, because there are only 9 people in the whole damn state who understand how the system functions. So now that you are an official invested part of wonk world, you have to work on this problem of complexity, because it's weighting us down, and it's part of what creates alienation to the system, both by people in it and certainly by patients, citizens, and taxpayers who are supposedly its beneficiaries. And then the third problem, challenge that I think you face now is one of community, which involves in part rebuilding and in part building community. And let me talk about what I mean by that. You would think that an infectious pandemic, one that can be spread by asymptomatic people, and that while it certainly preferentially attacks the older population, can attack anyone and can have lasting subclinical effects which we still don't quite understand. You would think that that might bring Americans together, and yet it is not so. The pandemic, for a variety of reasons, has been dragged into the vortex of polarization and has made building community all the more difficult. So what is our task? Well, one, it is to rebuild literally local geographic community, a place where people are concerned with public health, and public health officials don't have to go around with security guards and bulletproof vests. So we've got to help build a sense of community in protecting ourselves and protecting others by taking public health measures. I'm awfully glad the vaccine is here, but it will be a long, long time before we can get rid of standard public health measures. And we've got to build a sense of community around that and support for the people who are taking care of us all. Second means, in a longer view and a wider sense, building a sense of community and collaboration within the healthcare community to try to get things done that are for benefit of the population. I'll give you an example. All of you are, I suspect, devotees to a greater or lesser extent of value-based payment. And yet one of the big problems in value-based payment is that every payer has its own slightly different system for the way in which contracts are written, the metrics by which people will be paid, the format and periodicity of reports. And I guess I thought several years ago, rather naively, that it was possible to get people to maybe cast aside their insistence on their own local, parochial, particular approach for the common good, to have one standardized approach, one standardized form, so that one could accelerate the entrance of providers into value-based arrangements. And boy, was I wrong about that. It's part of a larger problem, which is to say, if we're going to get a handle on affordability of healthcare, if we're going to drive out waste in healthcare, if we're going to make our system one in which we can apply fantastic biomedical knowledge in a way that everybody in our country can benefit for it, every one of the existing stakeholders is going to have to give at least a little bit. Everybody's going to have to give up something. It's an old saw that every stakeholder in healthcare has a proposed set of reforms, and the status quo is everybody's second choice. It is interesting, by the way, that most of the commentary on the performance of Wall Street after the election was that Wall Street likes divided government, which is to say, the status quo is kind of acceptable. Well, to me, the status quo is not acceptable, should not be acceptable, but we won't get to a new normal unless we can build some sense of community sector patriotic responsibility that revolves around making our system affordable, available, understandable, and accessible to everyone. And for that to happen, everybody's going to have to give a little bit. So now what's the secret weapon? The secret weapon is authenticity, by which I mean all of you now officially invested members of Wonk World with increasingly responsible positions in your organizations and bright management, administration, policy-making careers ahead of you will need to figure out what you're good at and what you maybe aren't so good at. Now, in medical school, at least, may be true in other schools, there's this old saw about the three-legged stool of research, teaching, patient care. And we are told constantly that we need to be excellent at all three. And I think that's mainly bourgeois. Most people are good at one, if they're lucky, two, if they're extraordinary. Good at all three is rare as hen's teeth. Now, to use a baseball analogy, you cannot have a hole in your swing. You cannot be so bad at something that it will derail your career or make your organization dysfunctional. So if you're really love annual reviews but are not so good at strategic planning, you need to find somebody who's good at strategic planning and have enough humility to know that that's not your thing and delegate that person to them. I have a friend who says, I'm not so good at the inspiration thing. Yeah, well, but you got to be good at the inspiration thing, good enough when crisis time comes or when the inspiration thing is what the troops need. So it's not like you have to be excellent at everything all the time. In fact, I think the key to authenticity is knowing yourself well enough to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, surrounding yourself with people who can make up for your own faults, but also being good enough at the things that you're not good at to not let yourself, your career, or the organization be derailed by your deficiencies. It's important to be yourself. When I retired from the California Healthcare Foundation, the day that I stood up in front of our staff and told them that I was retiring was a day I had been planning for a year and a half with senior staff and consultants, and we had timetables and spreadsheets and contingencies and all that all mapped out, all ready to go. Board was informed, and I stood up there and took a deep breath and started crying like a baby. Not proud of it, but not ashamed of it, because that's how I felt at the time. So I think the secret weapon to meeting these challenges is, in part, to be authentic. And by being authentic, I don't mean that you have to share every little fillip of your imagination or emotion, but I do think you have to know yourself well enough to know what you're good at and surround yourself with people who can make up for your deficiencies. So, this is the part where I tell you what I told you. The two words that have been on my mind this week are inauguration. It's been a historic inauguration week, and one that was not inevitable, one that was fraught with many dangers, and one that has taught us, I think, a lot about the country. I am hopeful for the future, but I'm also chastened by the fact that there are still many people in this country that think that the events of the last 2 months are somehow okay. Inauguration has in its origin the capacity to see if the gods look favorably upon the event upon which you are about to engage. So you all are about to engage in the next step of a career in which you've been strengthened and armed with an incredible set of resources and exposure that I think augur well for you. You're now being ushered into the next level of health wonkum, which gives you extraordinary powers, but also extraordinary responsibilities. The challenges are equity. Equity's got to be on everybody's agenda. It will take different forms in different places, in different organizations. But the task now is not to admire the problem. The task is to make progress on solving the problem, and to do so by inviting, encouraging, and involving as many of our professional colleagues as possible. Complexity is an enemy to engagement. It's an enemy of engaging patients in their own care. It's an enemy of engaging taxpayers in meaningful discussions about policy. It's something that Wonk World does not react badly to instinctively, because we have helped create that complexity and we frankly benefit from it professionally. It's our responsibility to try to make things simpler wherever we can, because that will unlock people's energy and creativity and give us the capacity to engage them more in their own health, in their own organizations, in solving their own problems, as opposed to deferring to an elite set of people with credentials to do so. And lastly, community, in the very basic sense of having to band together to beat this virus, which is not beaten by any means, but also in the broader sense of bringing the healthcare community together to try to make whatever compromises are necessary, make some sacrifices to things that we may hold dear or may be important for the common good. Work with our colleagues in social services and education and correction and all the other places that intersect with the healthcare system to try to help create a system that serves our people better. And the secret weapon for that, I think, is authenticity, which I've tried to describe as a way of knowing what you're good at and compensating for the things you're bad at, but not leaving so bad a hole in your swing, like the inability to hit a curveball, that will send you down to the minor leagues quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's a challenging time, a scary time, but one that's full of opportunity. And your investiture today means that you've successfully completed a rare opportunity for exposure and investment in you to help solve these problems. So good luck, Godspeed, don't screw it up.
Congratulations. My name is Stephen Woloshin, and I'm the TDI Faculty Director, and I hope you remember I taught the course on healthy skepticism in the first residential session. I'm really sorry that I have to be here and speak to you remotely. I wish that we could be doing this in person. And I'm really sorry about the shocking political and public health crises that have made this such a difficult year. But that just makes what you've accomplished all the more remarkable. The premise of my course, and really all my professional work, is that without good information and the skills to interpret it, health systems, payers, clinicians, and patients can't make wise decisions about medical tests and treatments and services, whether to engage in them, whether to take them, and how to judge what they're worth. And that poor information often results in uninformed decisions, leading to underuse of good care and overuse of marginal, wasteful, and even harmful services. Anyway, I'm really grateful that I had the chance to work with you, even briefly. You're an extraordinary group of people and an extraordinarily diverse group. And that creates big challenges for us in organizing the program, but it's undoubtedly one of our key strengths. You came in here knowing a lot about healthcare delivery from many angles, and now you know much, much more and have new and enhanced skills. And you're all in a position where you can make a difference both personally and professionally. In these difficult times, people like you and with the skills you have are more important than ever. So thank you so much for your time with us, and congratulations again. And remember, you're part of the MHCDS family, so please stay in touch.
First, a passage from one of the most significant works of literature connected to Dartmouth, Green Eggs and Ham. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Besides that our medical school is named in honor of Theodore Geisel, what does this have to do with healthcare delivery? Well, here's the story. In 1958, Theodore Geisel's publisher challenged him to write a children's book using just 50 different words. The result was the pithy and powerful prose of Green Eggs and Ham. It sold over 8 million copies and helped many of us to read. So a constraint, at most 50 words, led to a masterpiece. This past year of the pandemic has been a year of new constraints for all of us. Constraints on how we use space and how we spend time. But like Dr. Seuss, we all look for ways to adapt and grow within the constraints. An example, of course, is the MHCDS program itself, where we were forced to move residential sessions online and adapt the curriculum for the COVID-19 pandemic. We are grateful for the MHCDS faculty and staff for their hard work on this process, and to you for your patience and understanding. We believe that we can continue to innovate. Specifically, I'm on video right now, rather than in your physical presence because of those constraints. This is a loss for all of us, but it gives us an opportunity for improvement. First, this is a silly and uncomfortable hat. Pretty good, but it's a little warm for inside. How's this? That's better. And given our new constraints, we can have a quick video review of the entire MHCDS curriculum. Let's start with Little's Law. WIP, that's inventory, is equal to throughput, TH, that's the rate of flow, times lead time, LT, that's the time in system. Cool. Now, you took these tools from the program and created many more brilliant and important innovations in response to the constraints brought on by the pandemic. You looked at ways to speed vaccine applications through the FDA pipeline, roll out telemedical services, improve ED flow for COVID patients, and rapidly create testing centers. Stuck at home, you perfected gourmet ice cream and pizza and learned the ways of media ants. The constraints of COVID were often heartbreaking, but also opportunities for you to find new ways to help your patients, colleagues, and communities. Oh, what the heck? How about a new hat? So, class of 2021, congratulations. I have been awestruck by your energy, your dedication to learning and implementing, and your support for each other. Know that we are also here to support you. And from Dr. Seuss, some final words. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am. Congratulations, class of 21.
On behalf of Dartmouth College, it gives me great pleasure to commence the conferring of mastershoods on the class of 2021. Catherine Anderson, Kirsten Andrews, David T. Baral, Robert Michael Belniak, Danielle Marie Bobek, Carrie-Ann Catlaw, Yen Cho Jo Chen, Tom Choate, Troy Comstock, Kevin W. Donovan, Teresa Featherly, Sean Garcia, Craig Allen Hawkins, Jamie Doreen Light, James Michael McNutt, Molly Catherine McGarrick, Matthew J. Mon, Namdi Samuel Valence Nwachukwu, Kristen Palumbo, Anupama C. Patel, Chirag Patel, Ann Davidson Pollock, Jennifer K. Rhodes, Allison Richards, Michelle Rossetti, Amit Sanyal, Thad Schilling, Joel Shilyansky, Amol Soyen, Aaron L. Todd, Chun Wong, Amos Maina Wangombe, Alexis Wickwire, Catherine Wilbarger, Caitlin R. Zula. Congratulations to the Dartmouth College Master of Healthcare Delivery Science Class of 2021.
In loving memory of Bruce Sabin, may we remember his courage, fearlessness, and infectious humor. Most of all, his undying dedication to his patients and his loving family. Thank you to the Class of 21, the Tuck Business School, the Geisel School of Medicine, and the Dartmouth Institute. Life is precious. It has immeasurable value. Ask the parent at their terminally ill child's bedside how much they would pay to make it all go away. Look through the eyes of the expecting but uninsured mother what she would do to make sure her baby would be okay. Ask George Floyd's daughter what she would give to make sure her father didn't go to the grocery store that day. The answer is always whatever it takes. And because life is precious, we as leaders of health and care must do everything in our power to protect and preserve that life. We are in the business of life. The biases we carry, the blind spots we ignore, influence the decisions we make that determine the difference between the realities depicted in John Q and the miracles in heaven. Purposeful, insightful, and inclusive leadership are the only ways to right the course of healthcare in this country. We must take a step back from P&Ls and IPOs and ask ourselves, what kind of healthcare experience do we want for our children, and do the decisions that we're making bring that ideal closer or push it further into the distance? I am a father, a husband, a brother and a son, a citizen, a neighbor, and a friend to more than one. But at this moment I speak to you, I've become one of the few, the coveted, the class of 2021. We came here to learn, understand, and to bond, to gain insight, address our weaknesses in this fight against rare diseases and chronic diseases, moral injury, and waste. We learned there is no amount of proficiency in swim diagrams or case analysis that will protect us against the self-inflicted wounds that result from indifference to our neighbors and absent-minded leadership. As we reflect on what coronavirus did and is currently doing to us, with no regard to religion, gender, race, or socioeconomic status, we must accept that we are collectively responsible for each other and our collective welfare. We are humans, and we are all accountable for each other. Take the lessons, relationships, and memories that have come from these 18 months together into context and process the feat that you have achieved. You have survived projectile flight schedules, bottomless San Pellegrinos, Aunt Lydia at the Pine, cement block mattresses, the 4+2 method, a Star Wars-esque introduction to the history of race in America, and the global pandemic of 2019-21. We were introduced to Box 3 education in real time. Despite being robbed of time together at Dartmouth, we used a number of platforms to build genuine and dynamic relationships. This community is truly the tangible value of this program and is a testament to our resilience and cohesiveness of this cohort turned family. We came to take, but ultimately gave much more than we could have ever anticipated. We are the products of Tuck T-shirts aplenty, Dr. Seuss scholars, and disciples of Argenti. I am a nurse, a physician, a pharmacist, all clinicians. I'm an executive officer, a change agent, a policy savant, a cabinet secretary, a neurosurgeon with a sense of humor akin to sandpaper. I am a champion for the unheard and unseen. I'm a titan of an innovator and as humble as they come. I'm a population health leader with an iron liver, a home health manager, an engineer, an entrepreneur, all caregivers. We have learned, we have shared, and ultimately become one. We are the graduates of family, the MHCDS class of 2020 done.
It is with the greatest honor and privilege that we speak today. We started our journey together in the summer of 2019, and immediately the personal connection our class developed was palpable and special. Our esteemed professors and administrative staff laid the academic foundation for us to learn and, most importantly, lean into each other to grow personally and professionally. The journey has been fraught with challenges, the COVID pandemic, social injustice, domestic unrest, loved ones and peers suffering illness, and ultimately the unfortunate loss of our dear classmate, Bruce. The events of the past year affected us individually to the core. Our class had many conversations about uncomfortable topics. We agreed and disagreed. Most importantly, we listened with an openness and a genuine respect for each other. Martin Luther King is quoted as saying, "Unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality." Our bond is rooted in this reality, a bond which continues to grow stronger as we become a family who understands the importance of open communication, understanding, and the need for kindness, compassion, and grace. It is with this bond in reality that we remember our dear Bruce.
I echo Chirag's thoughtful explanation of our class's special dynamic, and I realize we have been offered a rare opportunity to go through this journey and life together. I too recognized early that this class was different in an extreme and beautifully disruptive way. I am thankful that Katie, Rob, George, and the MHCDS team put our class together, and they continue to celebrate with us the consistent twists and turns that are often a result from mixing such a unique and lively group of people. It is a distinct bond Chirag and I speak to that led our entire group to donate the class gift in honor of our beloved classmate, Bruce Sabin. Bruce was a dedicated primary care physician who was known for going above and beyond for his patients, even as he began to struggle himself with Parkinson's. He was known for his resilience, love for his family, and a wicked sense of humor. A sense of humor that almost caused his study group to be named OSHA. But many students had experienced too much trauma from Professor Argenti's first class, so the team decided to change direction to avoid triggering any stressful memories from that epic and memorable class. Bruce wanted to make healthcare better for the people we each serve. It is with his wish that we united in our donation so that Dartmouth may continue to further this shared goal. Thank you.
Chirag, Teresa, and the class of 2021. On behalf of MHCDS and Dartmouth College, thank you for your generosity in these challenging times, and thank you for what this gift signifies. Your commitment to the program and to each other has been remarkable from the beginning. You contributed to your class gift in memory of your classmate, Bruce Sabin. He is on our minds at this moment as well. You stood united last spring in your determination to complete the program together, and you have supported each other mightily ever since. We recognize this extraordinary commitment to MHCDS and to the community, and we return it with our commitment to you. You are a part of Dartmouth and a part of MHCDS for life. We will continue to be with you as you go forth to transform healthcare delivery. Congratulations, class of 2021. Godspeed. We hope to see you again soon and often.